3 white men leave a black Washington, D.C. waitress a $450 tip on a $72 bill. And the reason why we even bring race into this is because of the note that they left. And then even the waitress, her name is Rosalind Harris, her thoughts regarding the whole incident after the fact, what she told the media. So first and foremost, it was a $450 tip. They, I guess, had a really great interaction between the waitress and the 3 men. And the men, they wrote this note on the bottom of the bill. They said, quote, "We may come from different cultures and may disagree on certain issues, but if everyone would share their smile and kindness like your beautiful smile, our country will come together as one people. Not race, not gender, just American." And then the note ended with, "God bless." So then she, after the fact, she told the media this. She said, well, first she admitted that she assumed that they were in town for Trump's the inauguration. And she said that she unconsciously prejudged them. She says, quote, "You automatically assume if someone supports Trump that they have ideas about you. But the customer is more embracing," talking about these customers, "they're more embracing than even some of my more liberal friends. And there was a real authenticity in our exchange." She said that the tip was just the bonus on top. She said that their conversations were really sincere. And then she goes on to say, "This definitely reshaped my perspective. Republican, Democrat, liberal are all subcategories to what we are experiencing. It instills a lot of hope." Those are the words from the waitress. That's awesome. Thoughts, 5 words or less.
Finally, white men getting recognized.
She might be conservative, dick.
Her afterthought, good tip. I think that's the good tip. It's just to remind ourselves to not have assumptions and preconceived notions no matter what.
I would like to say that I like this story.
I hate it.
Wait, listen, let me finish.
I hate the race part about it, how it's pushed, the race agenda.
Yes,
yes,
that's the
me
thing.
too. Me too.
Like the
headline
events
alone
that happened, the events that took place in that diner, great, awesome, happy for both parties that they had this conversation and they felt like they had a deep connection and whatever, awesome. But the headline and the reason why it's going viral is like, what is wrong with this country right
white,
now?
no joke, the headline I read is the headline. 3 white men tip black waitress. It made me cringe.
Fuck it. It's prostitution.
No.
It would be good without the fucking tip.
Well,
the tip is like, and I'm leaving the money on the goddamn dresser.
That's an interesting point of view.
It's so bad. It's like, what? And at the end, it's like, you know, it's okay. We're both on the same team. I can afford this. And the idea of assuming that because she's, it's all racial. It's all makes me like, it's all porny.
Well,
it's like this feel-good porn.
It reminds me of like that. Do you remember when The Blind Side, the woman that was from The Blind Side, and then there was this photo that came out where she was like, "Oh, I saw this group of like black boys sitting at a diner, and my girlfriends that I was with," and I'm paraphrasing this story, but my girlfriends that I was with were like a little nervous, and I said, "Oh, I'm sure they're fine." Like went over and like took a photo with them and like bought them food or something like that, and figured out the reason why the boys were like mumbling to each other was because they were trying to figure out how they were going to get a meal. So she bought them the meal and then like took the photo and posted it on social media, and everyone was like, "Good for her." And I was like, it just like we celebrate things for the wrong reason. It's the white savior complex. Like why are we holding up that
incident? I agree with, but in this incident, and I'm going solely from what the waitress said within their conversation, they had talked about the fact that she's struggling, she's a professional dancer, and that she just moved and she's short on money. So maybe that was their way of connecting with her and trying to help her out. She thought it was a blessing. Okay, so this waitress, I've been a waitress, you've been a waitress, I've struggled, and when I got good tips, man, I was so happy because there's so many times where you don't get tipped.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I think that the story, the events are good, and I think that
the
connection,
why
the connection that they had is real for sure. It's how the media picked up the story that bothers me, and that's what I was saying with the story of Leanne Tui from The Blind Side. It's how the media picked up the story, where it's like we're celebrating white and black people getting along. Like,
I agree.
That's
I
where
agree
the
with
bar
that.
is. We have to set a higher standard here. And then I also think that Brett makes a good point about the sort of money talks thing. The reason why we're talking about this is because the big tip that was left there. If this was just a connection that they'd shared and maybe one of them left a business card where it's like, "Oh, my friend is a dance teacher or something," and they work together for like discovering new opportunities, but it's the money that we're talking about. We're talking about the how big this tip was, and that comes before the connection that they apparently had. And that's what's sort of, it's just like,
You
it
got
does
a
feel
nice
gross.
smile.
Well, she talked about
Meet
both.
me at the
She-
Holiday
I-
Inn Express afterwards.
Well, that's us
Ugh.
assuming. See, I don't like that either. Believe me, I agree. I 100% understand why people would say, okay, that could also be looked upon as them, like you said, like an ownership type of a thing. But that's just assuming that. What if it really was just sincere? Like they have the money, they know that she's struggling, and they thought they had a great interaction with her, and they thought, hey, let's help this girl out. I would like to give the benefit of the doubt of those men and of this waitress, but I agree. I don't like the way that the media is
just the
covering
media- how
it.
the media picked
I
it
don't
up.
like it either. I don't.
I've been
I don't.
particularly cynical lately. I notice it. I hate it. And yes, I think at the end of the day, it's good
She's
that
happy.
people got along and had a tip. I think it does seem strange to put it out there this way. Maybe we all do need just a little pick-me-up every now and then in the face of a lot of pessimistic news, but something about this just made it feel so like propagandy.
Yeah, the whole race aspect really rubbed me the wrong way too. When maybe we should just focus on the fact that the statement of the note, no gender, no race, American.
Yeah,
Let's just
but
focus
like,
on that. But it's
Don't think of pink elephants.
it rubbed all of us the wrong way. Even me reading the headline, I was like, oh. Okay. So please share your thoughts in the comment section below. We want to know what you have to say. Share all your thoughts, and we'll see you next time on Pop Culture.